Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Special Needs on the Table, with your host, Alyssa Apostolopolous.
And me, Yomi Karade. Today, we have a very special guest here to tell us all about her experiences, her struggles and triumphs after finding out that she had a brain tumor that needed to be operated on. Welcome, Jennifer, to our show.
Hi.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hiya.
Can you start by telling us about your background and yourself?
I'll be 53 in a few weeks. I came here like 14 years ago, fresh from the hospital where I had brain surgery to remove a big benign tumor. And when I came, I was not even like tying my own shoes and doing anything. And now I'm completely what they call independent. I'm self-med, I'm discharged from speech, I'm discharged from cog. I'm doing like playing competitions and all kinds of weightlifting and treadmill for a half hour. So I just came a very long way.
Excellent. Can you also just explain about where you are now?
Yes, I'm at Universal Institute, and it's a rehabilitation center for people with TBI, traumatic brain injury, and developmental disabilities. And they try and rehab you to walk and ADL and like stuff like that, like to get you to be able to enter the world again.
Oh,
Wow,
that's beautiful.
That's great.
Really good. All right, so you talked about your surgery. Can you share with us about your accident and how you came about having this brain surgery and your whole experience from that?
Okay, well, I was involved in a very minor car accident, and from the scene of the accident, the EMT who came to the scene was like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Home, I'm okay." He's like, "No, you're not going home. Get checked." And my mother screamed, yelled at me to go get checked, and I was, I didn't want to be bothered. And it's a good thing I got checked, because when they put me in the MRI machine or CAT scan, whatever they did, they saw a brain tumor sitting there. By coincidence, they found it.
Wow.
So what was the accident? What accident was it? What happened? Can you just explain a little bit about that?
It was just like we were at a red light and a guy hit the back of our car, and it was like insignificant to my injury. It was like I was leaving and they were like, to get checked.
You thought you were fine. You thought you were ready to go home.
I was walking home. I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when they found this brain tumor and they told you about it, what kind of surgery did you have to undergo?
Oh my God. All right. I had well, it wasn't an emergency thing. Like, it's obviously been there a long time, because the size of it was like a plum.
Wow.
And it was between the brain stem and the cerebellum. It was in between. So it was kind of like in the middle of my brain. And, I was able to research who I wanted to do it and where, I had the luxury of time, because it wasn't an emergency thing.
Right.
And I finally picked out where I wanted to do it with St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital in Manhattan. And I finally, picked out who I wanted. I wasn't just gonna get whoever. I was going to research credentials and all that. So it was a 15-hour operation, and they had to remove half my cerebellum. And the cerebellum is responsible for your balance and your speak, like everything's smooth. That's why my speaking is not smooth. But I'm discharged from speech because when I first came, there was no discernible speech for me. It was all like mishmash.
And you said it was a 15-hour long surgery.
Yeah, it
Was it like a
15
smooth surgery? Everything went
No, I
fine?
had
Oh,
twice what is called bradycardia. And that means bradycardia means your heart and your blood pressure drop. And basically they have to revive you. You're like dead.
wow. Yep.
So that happened 2 times, he said. I had no idea, but he said it happened.
Wow. So you didn't feel anything in the surgery whatsoever?
No, it was like 2 seconds to me.
Wow.
I just woke up with the bald head and all the staples and
Wow.
oh my God, what
Look at your
happened?
gorgeous hair. My gosh.
Yeah, I was very upset that my hair, that they had it shave my head.
So you didn't have no idea that they shaved your head. You went in there as you are like now.
No, I had a short haircut. My hair was short. I didn't know they were going to do the shaving stuff. And they put your head in a vice to keep it during the surgery because it's microsurgery. You cannot move at all, not even like a hair. So they put a vice on your head so you're not moving. And where that was, I had stitches. Because I'm like, what are the stitches here? And that's because of that.
Okay. Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. So you ended up where you are now at Universal Institute. That's the one in Livingston, correct?
We're in Livingston. They do have other locations like Pennsylvania and Michigan as well. And, they have Long Branch, but I'm at Livingston.
Okay, good. So when you got out of surgery, you got at Universal Institute, what kind of services and therapies did you receive?
Well, I received a lot of PT, OT, occupational therapy, speech therapy, cognitive therapy. I mean, I'm down to just 2 now. No, the PT and OT. But I had a lot of therapy, when I first came. It took a lot of work to progress enough to get discharged from things.
And
so
when
it's like,
go on. I was going to say, when you first started your rehab, were you motivated to be where you are now? What were you like as a patient?
I was very negative, and my life changed one day. It was like I was here like 2 years, and I was wheeling past an office in the gym in PT, and I heard a therapist talking to another therapist. They didn't know I was there, and I heard her say, "Oh, Jennifer, oh, she's so negative." I'm like, and that was what changed it to me. And decided the next day that was it.
It's so funny because seeing you now, it's like, I can't believe that.
I was the most negative, unmotivated, depressed, crying, you name it. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah, and therapists that are here now, they didn't know me then. Are like, no, you're lying. You were not. No, I'm like, ask people that were here. I was.
Wow.
It's great.
It's trauma. Yeah, and it's traumatic. You went through that's traumatic because before you were doing aerobics and.
Yeah, I was teaching aerobic classes and hip hop and all that in the gym. I was Miss Fitness and leg warriors and Jane Fonda. And for this to happen, I was just like, ew. I was just like refusing any help whatsoever.
Wow. So now, what is your current support system like? And
well, I have to mention my therapist who I had today, Eric. He's my main therapist. And I'm going through a COVID like anxiety thing. When we were on lockdown from COVID, we were unable to have the walking service because they couldn't come, we couldn't have it. So it was all like weight training and strength. And I got very in shape, but I couldn't balance. When I came back and they said walk, I freaked out. I had a meltdown. Wow. And I'm going through and I was saying that guy, Eric, my therapist, because when I tell him during the walking how upset I am, he just says, whatever. And he's like, you're fine, just go. They're like, you're not unsafe, you're not unstable, it's in your head.
Yeah, so he really supports you and guides you to be the best that you can be.
Yeah, he thinks that I get mad at him because I get upset and mad, but at the end of the day, I know it's for my own good.
And it sounds like you need that person to push you, to tell you you can do it.
Yeah, he's like that. And Chris,
amazing.
My other therapist, Chris, he also pushes me. They all do. They know that I'm just mentally blocked.
So you told us that you've come off of some of the therapies. Can you tell us what it was like day one after the surgery, what you were able to do, and now, for example, what you can do?
Well, day one after surgery, physically, I'm not going to go in my mental state because I was such a mess. But as far as physical, really not much. Like I couldn't even tie my shoes. It was just crazy to me to think I was like that because I'm so not like that.
Right.
Wow.
And now you're doing so much. You're accomplishing anything.
Yeah, and I worked very hard to become self-medicated. What they do is, if you have meds that you take, usually a staff or a nurse will have to give you them. I worked and started and took a test to be able to administer my own meds. So my meds are in my room. They don't have to do that for me either.
Wow. So you're very independent.
Yeah, I hate it when someone tries to help me with something. I am to the point of being unsafe. I take it beyond. I try, and people are like, stop it. But I'm like, no, I got it. It's bad sometimes.
That's great, though. It makes me smile. So what do you currently do to stay positive and active?
Well, I'm here. I work actually, they have a vocational rehab program here at Universal. And I work like I do stuff for them. I do clerical work. I do scheduling. I do whatever they want to do. I do. I work out a lot, and it's just I try and just stay busy with stuff until at night, and then that's it.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So right now, what are some of the biggest obstacles that you still face?
Well, my balance is not where I want it to be yet. I'm still I have the mental block with the walking. I know I could do more than I'm doing, but my mental is holding me back. So I'm kind of upset because that won't go away until it just go away. When it goes away, it is going away. They can see it in therapy. I'm doing more laps. Like today, instead of 2 laps at the walker, Eric had me do 3 laps. And I was like, what, 3? He's like, you're lucky it's not 4. Go. Because they all say there's nothing wrong with me. It's here.
Right. And very true. So if that's the case, then how do you motivate others to overcome their obstacles that they might face?
Well, I try when I see people like doing therapy, or I see, or I see someone being upset with something, I just go, you don't understand where I came from. If your mindset, it controls a lot. I mean, yes, there is definitely physically something wrong with me. Half my brain is missing. I cannot refute that. It's physically that. But, I don't let that, like, me be textbook of what they say you be able to do or not do.
You're inspirational. I mean, you're so positive. You've come so far from something that would make many people, I'm sure, very depressed and, really have a hard time accomplishing what you've accomplished.
Thank you.
I mean, you have so many goals that you've already met, but what are some future goals that you have for yourself?
To walk, just walk around, not have to think about, all right, we should have this. It's hard. That's why babies, when they're learning, they look like robots, because you're learning stuff and learning it again. I just want things to be natural occurring, not where I have to think about, all right, I have to do this, I have to do that. I want this to become second nature.
Sure.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I mean, is there anything that you can recommend to us? Are there any sort of resources out there for people who are going through something similar that you've been through and are going through?
Well, my first advice to anyone is, it's all inside job, meaning it comes from in you. It doesn't come from the therapist. It comes from you. And that goes for anything that you're battling. If you believe that, I say, all right, I believe I'm going to do a 4-minute plank. If I go in with the attitude like, all right, well, I'm tired, or, I don't know, then it's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
And
it's so about the mindset.
It's all about the attitude. It really is.
Well, you've definitely improved my attitude for the day. I'm sure anybody who watches this is going to feel the same way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jennifer, we can't thank you enough for all of this information and for sharing your story with us. It is inspirational. It teaches us so much about how you can put your mind to anything, even when there is something that is a big obstacle that can come in your way. And we just really appreciate you coming on the podcast today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, and I just like to just equally say thank you so much. It's wonderful, lovely speaking to you.
Anytime.
And you're a gift. You really are definitely a gift. And we're just so thankful that you've shared your story with us here today. So just want everybody to check out us at Special Needs on the Table on Instagram and YouTube. Check out this one, because we've had Jennifer in the house and she's a wonderful person. Thank you to Universal Institute as well for allowing us to have this interview. And this has been wonderful. Thank you so much. You are blessed, my darling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.